Welcome back to Reynolds Workshop. We have today the HanSoar, I'm not sure if it's HanSoar or HanSoar, Science Kit for kids. If it's for kids, it's got to be good. It's ages 6 and up, it says. This thing is on Amazon for $25.98, so just shy of $26. Comes in this wooden, or this cardboard box with all these wooden components in it. And I am in the efforts here to try to find some kits for my students to take home or to do in school, considering the looming distance learning that's probably ahead of us. So instead of all of you buying these kits and trying to figure out which ones will work best for your students, I'm doing some unboxings to try to figure out if they work for what I'm looking for. So this is the HanSoar Science Kit for kids, just under $26 on Amazon, and right off the bat I'm a little nervous because it's full of paint. I don't know if I want to send home paint with my kids. They'll do it on, the living room carpet or something. Let's see. So, comes with a couple of baggies. A lot of extra space in this box, but that's maybe by design. Bags don't seem resealable. So in here, let's dump this out and see what we get. A couple of plastic gears, a motor, a gearbox, googly eyes, and battery pack. This one looks to be the same, but it has some wheels in it. And this one has bigger googly eyes, but otherwise looks essentially the same. There is a tiny plastic screwdriver, Phillips head it looks like, and the terrible paint that I don't know that I want to send. If my kids came home with paint, I think I'd be upset. Alright, you can make 3 different kits with this one box, is my understanding. So this is the instructions for the dancing robot, which is harder to open than it looks. There's really nothing to grab onto to open this thing. Apologize, but I'm going to have to shred this thing to open it. Get out of there. So you can make the STEM dancing robot, you can make the STEM crawling robot, or the caterpillar robot with these kits. So each bag has all the stuff in it that would go into one of these, right? So the one that I opened, let's see, it's just, they have model numbers on them. That one's 56, this one's 54, and this one's 55. So I imagine it will say in it which bag you need. It does not. Okay, so you'll have to figure out, or your students will have to figure out which bag goes with which kit based on the ingredients in each bag. So I would be very wary of having students open all the bags, which they will, because they won't know which parts go with which one. The instructions are in color and look pretty straightforward. I imagine there might be some videos or something online for your students to watch, or maybe you get yourself a kit and do a video like we're doing now, and you can show your students how to do this. It does come with a wooden set. Oh, here you go. Here's another model number. So 55 and 55, these kind of go together. So maybe this is the crawling robot. That would make sense. So that's all crawling robots. This one is labeled 56. And based on the cutout shapes, I'm going to assume that's the dancing robot. So 56 goes with this one in the dancing robot. That's good to know. This one's crawling. And last but not least, in the bottom of the box here is the caterpillar robot, based on the looks of the cutouts here. That goes with 54. Okay, so not too shabby. 3 for the price of 1. And again, this was about $26 on Amazon. And you get 3 different kits and paint, which I'm going to throw away. So let's take a look at this thing. So instructions look pretty simplistic. It shows the hardware going together. I've actually used these little gearbox guys before in class, and they work pretty well. They're very low rotation, so this steps it down a lot. I don't remember the step down gearing off the top of my head, but basically you would take these laser cut wooden parts, pop them out, and there's only a handful for each robot. This one is probably one of the more complex ones here, but you've got I don't know, a dozen pieces you would just pop out of this. Looks like a kind of birch veneer plywood or something. And then everything should line up. It looks like this goes in here like this, I think, right? And then the screw holes seem to line up. The screws seem to fit through the holes. That's a good sign. And you could put this whole thing together and make a simple robot. I imagine it would take a student, you know, maybe less than an hour or about an hour or so to put this together and then test it. Depending on the age group and how dexterous these students are. It seems like the only tool you would need is this screwdriver to kind of tighten things. I don't see, it does have little nuts and some plastic nuts and stuff, so these might be really tiny to hold, and I don't see a wrench or anything to help you hold those, so maybe that's your first project, 3D print a little wrench that fits this guy. And in terms of electronics, these look like you can just, they are solder joints. There's no connectors here. These are just pull off, right? So you could solder it. However, if you don't feel comfortable sending home a soldering iron with a student, much like I think I would hesitate at sending home a soldering iron with a student, you can probably just connect these and twist them up and make that work. Also, I've noticed this is the second kit I think I've seen with this type of battery pack. It takes 2 AA batteries, which aren't included. I haven't seen any batteries. And it has an integrated switch here, so as you close this, it closes the circuit, it makes it work, and as you move that. So that's a pretty cool feature, and stops them from having to give you an on-off switch, or you know, the thing would be on constantly. Yeah, not too shabby. All in all, it's got all the little doodads and pieces you would need to put this together. The instructions seem pretty straightforward. These pop out very easily and are numbered on this side. Apparently at the back. They're numbered on this side, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all the pieces are there. You get 3 kits, so maybe you could get a week or 2 or 3 out of this if you play your cards right and do all the math and science that goes along with gear ratios and motors and stuff like that. Not a bad kit. I'll look forward to your thoughts in the comments below. Not too shabby.